Yo, what's up guys? So, I'm going to be showcasing off a really crazy duel. So, for those of you guys that have been following me over on Twitch, I have been grading the leaderboard and we are actually on the top of the leaderboards right now. Not necessarily #1 spot, but anyways, we'll work our way towards there. But I will be covering up the names because I don't want to get stream sniped any more than I already currently do right now. But anyways, the deck that my opponent was using, because remember, I'm playing up against a lot of the top players right now. I've been playing against a lot of people, anywhere from like, you know, top 10-ish right now, because that's just normally how an MMR system works. And the guy that I matched up against, this guy was a little bit lower ranked, but he was definitely a smurf, because this deck was, I mean, it looks bad, because like, I was like, oh dude, this is free win, easy clap, you know, free points. He summons a Dino Miss, and then he summons another one. I'm like, okay, I remember playing Dino Miss, and all it really did was throw out the Cyber Dragon Infinity, but he made this amazing board, and I was super surprised from what he was actually playing, because again, I thought this was free, but yeah, it was crazy with the board that he's able to make. So he goes ahead and makes Electromite, fantastic standard little card here. And I was like, okay, he's summon some more Dino Miss than Cyber Dragon Infinity Pass. Like, what's the big deal, right? No, I wish that was the case. But anyways, I might speed it up a little bit here. I'll click like next play, you know, as certain things go on. So he goes ahead and he's gonna go ahead and put Dragon. And I was like, dude, okay, this is just like low-rated duels, right? So he's gonna go ahead and just place that over there. Because again, I didn't expect any of this to end up being very strong. And then he activates this card called Symphonic Warrior Mikes. And it's pendulum effect, unless you have Symphonic, it becomes a scale of 4, and then you can target one of your banished Symphonic Warrior monsters and add it back to his hand. I had to like read almost every single one of the cards, except for like Electromite, because well, that card I've actually seen, but it was mostly that he was, I also know like Thunder Dragon, but that was a random card, but like, especially when you see what the heck he was playing to make this board, that was pretty much like a GG board. Most decks and most players would just lose straight up to this board that he was able to make. But pretty much, I mean, in the high rank, it's just basically Orcus. I mean, there were sometimes a few times where people would make the Thunder Dragon. You know, I know the Thunder Dragon board can be pretty strong turn 1, but you know, Instant Fusion just immediately just. It forces 1 negation, and I love that card for that reason. Especially against an Inspector board. I technically lost to that a few times, but like, who's not going to be losing to that, right? Anyways, he goes ahead, goes for a Pendulum Summon. He even summons a Thunder Dragon. I was like, okay, what the heck is this going to be like used for over here? So he goes ahead and goes for a rank 5, utilizing Ceratops and Nova over here. And also, Symphonic Warrior Mike, when he has a monster effect where after you normal or special him, you get to get an additional normal summon. I was like, okay, well, interesting. Then he makes Gear Gigant X, and I was like, okay, there's still nothing really that big of a threat. It's just a first turn Cyber Dragon Infinity pass. No. And I was legitimately sweating here because I was like, what do you search? And then I was like, okay, Cyberstein. At first, I didn't know that he got the normal summon. I was like, okay, you have Cyberstein, okay, next turn, whatever, no problem. And then he goes ahead and makes another card, which is going to be the Zephyr Metal Tron. Now, this card can be pretty strong too, because if any monster this card points to, especially from the extra deck, is destroyed by battle or by opponent's card effect, you can add 1 monster from your graveyard or 1 face of Pendulum monster from your extra deck to your hand. I actually wasn't sure what he was going to go for. But then on top of that, you can target 1 monster to each player's field that was special summoned from the extra deck except for him, and you can banish both until the end phase. Now, that effect is not a quick effect, which I'm glad with. So he gets an additional summon, and he's going to be able to summon the Cyberstein. Like I mentioned before, at first I was confused. I didn't know that this card actually gave him an additional summon. But yeah, he actually goes and pays 5,000, and I was like, okay. Maybe I could somehow get really lucky and go for like maybe Orcus Nightmare and boost up an attack of danger, but that would have to obviously be through I have to get that negation out of Infinity first. I was thinking I could just attack over it because it currently has 4 attachments, so that's a boost up of 200 for each one. Yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, and then he's going to, of course, use CyberDragon Infinity's effect and absorb the Cyber Strain. And I was like, okay, well, that is out of the play over here. But, okay, it's finally my turn after, like, half an hour, right? You know, that's just how Yu-Gi-Oh! Is. Insane stuff. I mean, look at this turn 1 play. He's got Exterior, Colossus, Infinity, and this card. So if you destroy any one of these cards, you're going to be able to add 1 monster from your graveyard, so he can add back anything. Which, yeah, that could be pretty good. So it took me a while. I was thinking through my plays. So I'm going to go ahead and then just click next play over here. So I end up summoning Neo Space Connector, and I'm going to go ahead and activate that effect. And unfortunately, that effect does not go through. And I just love with Neo Space Connector how you don't have to discard. Reveal the Danger Bigfoot. That's one of my spicy attacks, and honestly, it's been doing pretty good against just a bunch of random stuff sometimes. Also, like discarding this card, just getting that extra effect. Being able to pop a card is nice. And also, it is level 8, which was one reason that I was using some of the level 8 dangers before. And that was due to I really loved being able to go into 38, number 38, and being able to negate a spell and then attaching it. And also has that other bonus effect where you like attacks, you gotta attack it or something like that. But pretty much the reason why is because when I would go into Moon Glacia, like Moon Glacia, after I got the effect, like he was almost worthless. In fact, it was kind of bad because sometimes he would just sit there and then eventually your opponent would get rid of him and then you lose out on like the next turn's battle phase. But again, the nice part with having Bigfoot is not only just extra damage, it allows you to technically pull off OTKs, but also in addition to that, it's just much better just in random circumstances for that discard effect. Now, unfortunately, I activated Thunderbird, and he hits Thunderbird, and there's nothing to actually get rid of with Thunderbird because nothing is set. But if I had gotten Thunderbird, that would make it much easier because this card is actually 28, which could technically, if I needed to, crash into that. But remember, I can't let him get the effect of Metaltron because he can just add anything back. I wasn't really sure if he was going to be able to make a real good comeback here after this. But what I did have to do was, I'm going to reveal Jackalope over here. But I need to get rid of the Thunder Dragon Colossus. Right now, as far as the Thunder monster, he's got 3 Thunder monsters, so he's able to protect that card multiple times. And then I'm going to go ahead and Jackalope over here, and then once it's discard, I'm going to be able to special summon that Danger monster. So really been digging the Dangers, just because of their utility. And like, for the longest time, for I don't know what reason, I thought they had to actually go to the grave for that effect. But yeah, you don't actually need that. It just has to be discarded, which is fantastic. But I'm just going to go ahead and click next play until something happens. So it's at 2,700 attack, because he's got 3 materials, and it gets a boost of 200 for each one. And then so I'm just making sure, like I said, I'm covering the chat, because if you guys have played Yu-Gi-Oh!, you probably understand that if your opponent saw your entire hand every single time you played, it could get pretty annoying. And like, when you're streaming, there will be people that stream snipe, and I get stream sniped all the time. People like wait for rock, paper, and scissors, and it's real obvious. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and attack into Metaltron over here, and that way he can't get the effect, because basically anything he points to. So I end up attacking over Metaltron, then going to main phase 2 over here, and then I'm going to go ahead and go for the standard Orcus combo. But then I also use Cerberus, because now these are technically in the non-extra deck zone. And then we're going to go ahead and get rid of Exterio, and then we're going to go ahead and make, of course, Mermaid, and since he had no cards in hand, get rid of Dolphin over here, being able to go straight to the Orcus combo. And then for those of you guys that know the Orcus combo, you already know what's going to happen. It's going to go ahead and Dingirsu, send 1, destroy 1, and Cyber Dragon Infinity already activated its effect. And since I will be sending the Thunder Dragon Colossus here to the graveyard, he will not be able to protect it because it's said not destroy. Dingirsu is actually like super unfair. It really does way too much for 1 card. Yeah, that card is just, it's just on some next level of like OP. But anyways, Rusty Bard. I've been kind of messing around with Babel. I've been like taking it in and out. The thing that I don't like with Babel is because of evenly matched, and honestly, I've lost to evenly matched a few times, and sometimes it's not even too, like, them really using evenly matched. It's just because sometimes you don't have an out for Mystic Mine really soon, and I just negate Mystic Mine, and then you get hit up with that evenly matched. Because the thing that if you don't go for Crescendo, you wait one turn, but like a lot of times you just win in this instance, and he just GG'd at this point, right after we summoned the Dingirsu because he understood what was going to happen. But like, I'm really surprised that he was able to make that board with what I would consider to be a very like low tier thing. And it just shows you how Yu-Gi-Oh has evolved. I mean, like, seriously, I'm not even getting, like, Symphonic Warriors making these boards where no spells, no traps, no searching, and then I get to negate anything. Still pull it off. So there are times where it feels good in Yu-Gi-Oh where you're able to, like, play out of some stuff, but a lot of times, man, there's, like, these turn 1 boards where, like, you know, if you don't have the out to it immediately. But I have been messing around with the main deck Super Poly, so it has come in clutch. In this instance, I mean, well, now we got the Mud Dragon. I was playing that card for a while. I ended up dropping it. But like sometimes, random times where Super Poly can just come up and it can help out. But anyways, that's going to be the end of the game. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this style. Like I said, it's this is technically it is a replay, but it's my own gameplay. But at the same time, I played it at like a slower pace, so I can kind of talk a little bit about it. But insane stuff out of Symphonic Warrior, Pendulum, crazy stuff. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, drop a like on it. And if you're new here, hit the subscribe button if you'd like to see more competitive-ish Yu-Gi-Oh. Well, I have a lot of normal competitive like replays, but they're just normal, and I don't think I'm going to upload those ones from my own perspective. It's, like I said, it's pretty much just Orcus for the most part. It's either you deal with Orcus or you deal with a first turn Heavenly or Celestial Spheres. It's Celestial Spheres, and then Hot Red Dragon, Archfiend, Abyss, and then maybe like another card out of the or I guess like Thunder Dragon Colossus. Like that's like usually their go-to setup. But it's pretty much like the same kind of stuff. You basically have to break the board or you have to make the board turn 1. Otherwise, GG, man. But anyways, like I said, the reason why I covered up the thing is just because I don't want any more stream snipers that I already have. But we're already on the leaderboard, and I'm pretty excited about that. Maybe I'll try to push towards like top 10. The guy that's like rank 1, it's so far ahead because he's got literally like 5,000 duels in. It's crazy. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Peace out. Have a good one. I'm signing out.